What's up? So, today we're going to do, or actually over the next few weeks probably, we're going to do the Latex Shootout of 2021. This is my Latex Shootout Kit. I'll show you the contents of that in just a second. I have a couple of caveats about this as well. Number one, this is just my own tests. These are things that I invented, so I don't want anybody to think these are super scientific. Number two, I'm going to control for as many variables as possible, but I can't control for every variable. I also am doing these tests for my own needs, meaning that I am taking what I think I like to shoot and making sure that I'm getting the best bands for my own usage, okay? I took 10 different types of band. I set them up with exactly the same length, exactly the same taper. They were all cut out with the same cutout template. And I got as many bands as I could get, as close to the same thickness as I could manage to get them. So they are varying thicknesses, but they're only varied to within 0.05. They're all tied on in exactly the same way. The pouches are all tied on in exactly the same way. And they're all tied to basically the same slingshot. So all of the variables that would come from anything that isn't the band are hopefully out. The first one that I have to test is the 0.65 Shishu, 0.6 Simple Shot Black. I also have 0.62 Gzk Green. This is the Gzk Orange, 0.62. This is the Gzk Black, 0.62. So you can see the mark in there. This is 0.6 Precise. I got Sniper Sling. This is also 0.6 as well. I got Gzk 0.65 as well as this band, which I don't know how to pronounce that. If somebody wants to let me know, feel free, but we'll refer to this as XB. That's how I wrote it on here too. This is 0.6 as well. And then the trusty good old Theraband Gold. This was I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I had to buy all of these bands, and I bought them all within a week of each other. So every single one of these is as new as I could get it, fresh out of the bag, cut with the exact same roll cutter, from the same template. I even made sure that the way that the roll was, that I laid them out and banded them the same way, so that they're not even flip-flopped over on top of each other. I tried as hard as I could to eliminate all the variables. So we're going to do draw weight test. We're going to do the speed test, and this is a speed at my anchor point. Then we're going to overdraw them. So this is the speed that we'll get at full draw. Then those two tests are going to be done on 9.5 millimeter steel. Then I'm going to shoot 11 millimeter steel, and I'm going to rank them based on how they shoot the 11 mil. Then I'm going to rank them based on the percent speed that they drop going from 9.5 to 11. After I've shot each one 250 times, I'm then going to measure their speed and measure the percent that they drop off after 250 shots. As you can see, I've already written the cost for each one. I'll go over that in a second. And then I'm going to do a longevity test. So how I'm going to rank them is I'm going to give 10 points to the best in each category, 9 points to the second best, 8 points to the third best, and so on. And then I'm going to add up the number of points and give them a score at the end. So one of the things that I did was I labeled each one. So this Shishu, and I have the word orange above it. Now the Shishu is white, but I wrote orange above it because each of these bands is connected to one of my figure 8 descenders. And I had a bunch of these, which made it very easy to be able to shoot them all out of the same slingshot. So I decided to tie them all to descenders and label the color of the descender above each one. So this one's orange because it's an orange descender, Shishu. This one's red because the descender is red, and Simple Shot, which is black. Now I've also labeled the individual colors where it matters, like Gzk green, Gzk yellow. They actually have it labeled as Gzk orange. I wrote yellow because that looks yellow to me. But all of them have a color written above them, and the color written is the color of the frame of the slingshot. In that way, some bands I have multiple yellows and multiple greens, multiple blacks. It's a lot less confusing that way. I wrote each of the costs down, and these are in US dollars, so if you're overseas, you're going to have to convert that into whatever currency you use. But we'll start with the Shishu. Now the Shishu was the most expensive, coming in at $18.21 for the roll. The Simple Shot was $13.70, which was actually probably the least expensive on my list here. The Gzk Green was $16.50. The Gzk Orange or Yellow, whatever color that actually is, $16.90. Gzk Black was $16.50. The Precise was $14.80. The Sniper Sling, surprisingly inexpensive, at $13.90. And oh, it looks like I actually have a cheaper one than the Simple Shot. The Gong Chi at $12.75 for that roll. The XB band, the yellow XB, $13.90. And Theraband Gold. Now, I wrote Theraband Gold and I wrote two prices. Because for the same length of band, which is 2 meters, it's actually $12.87. So you would think that it would be the second least expensive band. However, it's only a 5-inch wide roll. Let me show you what I mean. This is the Theraband Gold, and this is the XB. You can see the XB is much, much longer. It's a whole inch longer. So, breaking it down by square footage, I figured out that they're actually $15.05 per the same amount of latex. So for the same length, it's $12.87, but for the actual same amount of latex, it's $15.05. Okay. So for this, I have an electronic luggage scale. And what I've managed to set up here is a tape measure that goes out to 30 inches, which is my draw length. Now, I told you before, every single one of these bands is cut to exactly the same length. I even measured how much of each end of the band I used to tie on. So these are very, very close to being precise. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this part around the slingshot and then put my pouch on this clamp and then pull up to the 30-inch mark, which is right there. And I'm going to measure the amount of draw weight at 30 inches for each slingshot. First one, which is the Shishu band. So then, I'm going to do like this. We'll zero it. Alright, a little fumbly. We'll get it. Don't worry. Ready? Alright. 0 pounds. And go. Draw out to 30. And we are at 10.5, we'll say. Alright guys, next is the Simple Shot. There. This one is measuring right at 11.6. Alright, so next is Gzk Green. Okay, so my wife actually just pointed this out. She's graciously being my camera woman today. That I don't have this seated just at the edge of the table, because when you loop the pouch onto here, you can see that the actual band doesn't start until it's right about there. The pouch is back there, but what we really care about is the draw length of the band. Okay, so we're going to do this. Zero it out. Gzk Green. Oh man. And this one is at 18.2. Alright, next is Gzk Orange. Okay. Loop you around there. And, whoops. Zero out. And pull. And this one is 13.8. Next up, this is Gzk Black. Okay, put that around and reconfigure and pull. We are going to say 17.4. Okay, this is the precise 0.6. We'll go ahead and hook that on. And pull. These are light, I can already tell. 9.0. Next up, Sniper Sling. Okay. Pull. .3. Next up is the Gong Chi. Hook it on there. Zero it. And pull. Ooh, they're a little heavy, I think. 13.8. The XB. So this is a weird Chinese something or other. XB bands 0.6. Zero. And pull. They are pulling 11.5. Last but not least, everybody's favorite, Theraband Gold. And these are actual Theraband brand. Zero. Pull. And there. 11.2. So I'm gonna rank these real quick. Actually, where's my pen? My pen. And it looks like what we got so far is the Precise was the clear winner. So that gets 10 points. Then, as I scroll down, looks like the Sniper Sling, 10.3. That's going to get 9 points. We got another 10 here. The Shishu, that gets 8 points. And then Theraband Gold. Then the XB. The Simple Shot was very close. That's almost a tie, but I wrote what I wrote, so this one's getting 5. Then from 11.6, it looks like 13.8, and we got 2 of them. That's a tie, so they're both going to get 4 points. Then I'm going to skip 3 because there's a tie at 4. And we're going to give 2 points to the Gzk black, 1 point to the Gzk green. But that's what it looks like so far. Alright. Gotta say, I'm very excited for this test. I'm going to be keeping all of the Slingshots in a Ziploc bag, sealed, and then I'm going to put that Ziploc bag that's sealed into a great big, like, paper envelope looking thing that will keep sunlight off of them, because I want to maintain their freshness as fairly as possible. And over the course of the next few videos, I'm going to be doing 1 or 2 ranking tests per video. So this is going to kind of be a series. And basically, hopefully, we will come out with a clear winner at the end, although I'm suspecting that there's going to be a lot of preference involved, and that's just going to be the case for anything when you have something that has this much, you know, volatility. People are going to prefer whichever ones they prefer. So anyway, stay tuned. We are going to do more testing. The Great Latex Shootout of 2021.